isohel coming in as a vote-in, made out the 4 seed of his pool, and he's scrapping his way through the loser's side, beat Radacious on his way here.
In a super close Game 5.
Super close Game 5.
We've had like Game 5s.
It was our first 3-0 as well, I believe.
We've had Game 5 like pretty much in final bracket, but we had like almost none in like pools, which is so interesting. Like in Gauntlet, I think there was maybe a few, but now that we're getting to like the nitty-gritty of Summit now, we're getting Game 5s like nothing, and that's exactly like what I want to see. I was like, I want to see more action, more gameplay and screen time from these players. I'm glad we're getting that now.
Yeah, when the first pool yesterday ended that had Joe Cool in it, and we ended ahead of schedule, I knew something was up. Something was amiss.
Somebody's got to contest Icon too, man. This man just be winning.
Raven King's coming.
He'd be winning.
He's coming for that winner's finals.
Can't wait to see that.
I think what's really cool about Summit in particular is with the nature of the schedule, you have pools into Gauntlet into final bracket, and it almost feels like it's 3 different tournaments with the way that people approach it, where some people have a really bad pool and then they come into the Gauntlet and they play really well, and then they come into the final bracket and maybe play completely different. So it's a good mentality shift too for people, and they can play completely different depending on what part of bracket they're in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin.
You said it.
100%.
Who's been here the entire time.
Yeah. Y'all, I don't know. I haven't been able to hear what you guys have been talking about from the front row.
Mostly game time.
But you agree?
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Write that down. Write that.
You guys had some nonsense going on these whiteboards, though. I had no idea. I heard there's supposed to be a silent 7 in there, and then I'm just looking.
Donk?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What are we grabbing? Oh, it's a controller.
Yeah, controller.
Stuff everywhere.
I feel like we went on a lot of tangents in the first portion of the block, and then we kind of settled in. This one will be interesting though, just because like we talked about, this is the first run back we believe of the bracket.
Ah.
Yeah, so now you get to see that adaptation in the middle of the day on a set that was played earlier. It was actually yesterday in pools.
Right.
And this could go either way. Game 5 was very close.
Yeah, I didn't get to really watch that set, but I'm curious, like, for those who did, if there are things that like you notice they're doing completely differently, and like bringing new things to the matchup since they already have played each other.
I always think it's interesting which players decide to start PS2 and which ones are small battlefielders. You know. Like
Small battle for life.
Also, I'm not going to PS2 against Blank.
They're wildly different stages. Like, PS2 is just significantly larger than any other legal stage.
Yeah.
Well, if IceKnight has his choice, he's going to PS2 every time.
Yeah, for sure.
We know this.
This is known. One of the true facts of being in Chicago.
Greninja's just so fast in this matchup too. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, Link just basically has to nair and pray and like throw projectiles when you're far away, and then that's basically it, right? Like, what is he supposed to do to actually get a hit in here?
And you also have those 2 platforms that Link can play around with too, mixing up like landing on top of you with those nairs mid-stage. So this is what both players are going to want, especially for their characters. So it makes sense when we start here game 1. And right now, IceKnight, small lead, but going for the counter off the top. Just barely going to live that.
That's crazy. I think it's strong.
You always got to be wary when he goes for counter as well, because like he'll do it on projectiles and it'll still hit you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and you can pick the direction that he goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a good option. Wow, double F tilt.
Something I want to keep an eye on too in this set is how isohel uses Bond to recover, because you'll see a lot of Links use it only when it's a last-ditch effort, but isohel will use it like just a little bit past the stage just to get out of bad spots in recovery and get out of the corner and skip that scenario entirely. So at these higher percents, that's what's keeping him alive this late in the stock.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're nice with the bomb recovery, you can literally recover from the bubble anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, and especially against like Greninja and IceKnight's Greninja, like his edge guarding is unmatched. He's so good at just taking away stocks with that back air that isohel's just trying to minimize how many times he's in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, also, even just the threat of Hydro Pump messing with your recovery as well, forcing you to a high recovery, and then you can get a guaranteed smash attack. Just avoiding that with the bomb recovery is so smart.
Yeah. IceKnight, so adept at playing just honestly, like, sickeningly slowly, especially with a lead.
The thing about a really quick character play, wow, nice up B right there. Oh, good back air, nice back air.
Good back air, yeah.
That's the second nice back air of this block.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
wasn't even
a tally.
It wasn't even a back air.
Yeah,
It was an up B. I was
Good
making a
tally,
joke.
It's the same.
Sure
yeah,
you were.
exactly.
Sure you were.
Did you say it though?
I mean, no.
Ah.
Simon said it. It was you.
Hey.
Every time a nice back air said, I'm going to do the. Say that again.
Hit me with that again. Nice back air.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Nice hydro pump.
What? I just thought it was a fantastic back air.
Nice punish on that. A nice forward air, actually.
Yeah.
Such good commentary.
It's really rough sometimes getting hit by those traps where you realize you DI'd in on something you're supposed to DI out on.
Right.
Then you correct yourself and then you DI out for the move you're supposed to DI in on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's like definitely tough traps right there.
There's one thing that I learned from my coach was that you have to accept the decision you made. You can't do like a panic spot dodge. You can't just hold shield and be grabbed. Like whatever position you put yourself in, you have to accept what you did and accept the consequences of whatever happens and put yourself in a position to minimize the damage from there.
So then by that logic, when is the time to spot dodge?
All the time. Lock it
Okay,
in.
fair enough.
If you hit their shield in a certain way, that was actually what
That was
the
a nice
kids
back
say
air.
Hey, no,
is a nice
That
back
was a nice
air,
back air.
regardless.
And what you could see is that like IceKnight really wanted it. Like he really wanted to win. I think.
It really feels like you want it.
Yeah, I think he won. And it really just comes down to who wants it more. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
We're going live and learn, baby.
You know, and all of these players deserve to be here.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
There's so much Smash left to be played.
We got a game 2 situation.
Zylas applauding us on the mic. He loves it. He
I already
loves
got
hearing
paid.
it.
It doesn't matter anymore.
That's what I'm saying. True. But
I'm
now it's
checked
time
out.
to live and
This
learn.
is the part where it's really starting to matter, guys. Come on.
All right, isohel, of course, intelligently switching off of PS2. There's no reason for you to go back to that stage. Everybody talks about PS2 is the most neutral stage, and I bring this up every
incorrect.
time. I do think it's the most neutral stage in that it provides the most opportunities for neutral interactions, but that doesn't benefit everybody. Like, that specifically benefits characters with great ground speed and approach options like Greninja. So you want, especially if you're playing on a character that's a little bit more zone heavy, that has projectiles like the bomb that cover such a big chunk of the stage, for the chunk of the stage for it to cover to be such a
That's going to kill.
larger chunk.
Wow.
The bow and arrow
So
game
cool.
right now.
Such
It's
insane
game time.
coverage. That was so good.
We are not keeping game time going. I can't.
Sorry, that's a
Gotta
one set. No.
get a tally.
It's still
It needs to get
anybody's
back on
game.
stream for it to be game time.
No jump. Oh, the early recovery. I love that. Knew that counter was a possibility there. Right into his loving arm.
And now that we get to see some of the strength of Link, right, with that really higher weight, he can play this defensive game, just keep IceKnight away, and just tic-tac damage on, just to try to build us a lead. And now you can start nairing, too, on those landings. That's where you can see those spot dodges come in, too. You get the safe nair on landing, spot dodge, and they try to grab you.
Yep.
We're always going
Good
going
break.
high with bomb recovery. He's doing it again, guaranteed.
Yeah.
All
Ooh,
right.
nice snipe with the up air. Really good.
Didn't catch it the first time, but got it that time.
Man, isohel is a jabber. He loves
that jab good. That
He
jab's been
loves
good
jab.
since Smash 4. That's been like
That jab good.
that jab.
It's
good.
a really integral part to Link's kit just in general, but I feel like I've never seen another Link use jab that well, and also reverse up tilt. His like pivot up tilt usage really crispy.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, it's a byproduct of Link. Like, one of his weaknesses being that slower
Ooh.
frame data, but getting that nair into the up B
Man,
confirm.
if he got like,
attack.
I think if he did one jab lock, that would have killed.
Possibly,
You can't really
yeah.
get into that situation though, where Link's gonna be able to jab lock and there in that spot. But
Maybe lock with boomerang. I don't know.
maybe. Can you?
With like the
Yeah, you
long
can,
range,
you
long
can.
range, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Or arrow.
You could arrow.
Now we're
yeah.
getting fancy.
That'd be crazy.
That would be pretty hot, dude.
Why are we not labbing this
Yeah,
mid-set?
why are we not labbing
Yeah,
this
can we
right
do
now?
this right
Exactly.
now? Can both players stop real quick so we can do this?
If he wins, we'll tell him. Remember that one interaction, that one spot in game 2?
Yeah, why didn't you do this?
Yeah. That's good commentary is when you tell him that actually personally I would have done this.
Yeah.
My favorite
Personally-
interview commentary is whenever you ask you ask the person that just won the set something to only confirm what you already were talking about in the set.
And
Dude,
why
I love
didn't you
that.
do
So
this?
did you do this because of this? And they just say yes, and then you're
And
like
it's
feeling
just-
good about
Oh,
yourself?
the dopamine just hits.
We're putting on a clinic of what not to do at commentary.
Exactly.
This is awesome, guys.
So good.
It might
I
be
saw-
my fault.
As well, trying to avoid the alley-oop here once again, but that air dodge, he's still surviving. The back air coming through
Commentary
again.
curse.
Yeah, he was so high up that he couldn't go for the bomb recovery without killing himself with it. So he had to wait until he was farther down, and I think IceKnight recognized that. Now,
Alright. But IceKnight right now on the hunt, going for these dash attacks. Unreact. Ooh.
I like it.
I love going down there too.
You can do
That's really
that?
smart.
Sean's been like
What?
utilizing
what?
substitute substitute down.
Because like, how come that time he went on the projectile and not on Link?
Because he angled it down.
Yeah, you can angle it. You can
You
pick
can
the
pick the
direction.
But why didn't it spawn it on Link? It would spawn it on the projectile.
It spawns it wherever the counter occurs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. But he's been using substitutes so much more lately in a lot of these projectile-based matches. We saw a lot against Rob at Midwest Battleground. So much use of the substitute, like against projectiles. And I don't know if this is something he's been recently labbing or if this is something he's always had in the pocket, but it's catching people off guard more often than not.
Yeah.
Something too, like just the way he uses back air so efficiently off stage.
Oh.
I thought it was very much just a Kazuya specific matchup thing. But that dash attack killed!
Oh, yeah.
That move is
That move
crazy
strong.
good.
That move bad also.
It is bad.
That
It is
move
bad.
bad.
But
It's bad.
strong.
But moves strong.
But when you're not getting punished, because Greninja's airspeed is so bad, right? So drifting back to
Yeah.
stage, you're not going to get punished for it. You're either going to beat out the only option that Greninja can throw out that will hit you, which is his own fair, or he's going to ledge and you're going to catch him anyway. So the only options there is if he has air dodge to neutral air dodge and then not beat the stage, or just get hit because who is throwing out dash attack on Link?
Yeah, and that's what makes it even stronger. Like I mean, that's the first time we've seen it. Like
He
the
just
entire
got
set.
strong moves.
And
Like,
it's like
all
you
of
have
his
to-
moves are just like dummy strong.
And I also think you can't overstate. There are certain situations where a home run option isn't even a risk because IceKnight was already off stage.
That's exactly what I
where
was
like
getting at, yeah.
if he jumps here, I win. If he doesn't, who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
So he would have
At
just
most,
gone
you're
to
going to
ledge.
get a get-up attack maybe.
But like he would have had to grab ledge first. Yeah, worst
Exactly.
case it's a dash attack.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like understanding that risk reward is really important when you get to this level of play too, where it's like it's not a risk. There's only a reward.
Right.
So that's how he evened it up into this this game 3. Running it back to small battlefield. Off
Damn. Got a bomb
really
recovery
bad
here.
spot, but getting that bomb off.
That angle was
Yeah.
gross.
So we're talking about that. The substitutes can be really annoying.
Yeah, but all the while you're still in a disadvantaged state versus Greninja, and those little hits add up. Like Link is super duper strong, as we see right there. That forward air
You
kills
were wrong.
so early, man. Especially in the
DI
corner.
straight down.
Against a midway character, that move will just kill, like eviscerate your stock at 80.
It is so strong, and I don't
Right.
think IceKnight was ready to DI it at all. Just blew him up.
And that was the issue again, where he tried to skip the ledge, and then he died for it.
Yeah.
So that's what's tilting this set in isohel's favor, is the way he's finding those early stocks just due to IceKnight's impatience right now.
Just to remind everybody, isohel was a vote-in,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't believe it with the way that he's playing today.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bad time to point that out. He just died, but even up the stocks.
Actually, now that you mention it,
Dead even.
You know what?
By the way, I said it was a vote-in.
The worst time.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell.
Combo. By the way, did you guys know he's a vote-in?
Yeah, he looks like one.
He's sure playing like it right now. The way
Ooh,
the
soul
air
lead.
dodge in, the American air dodge,
Oh
that's
my
a voted move
In fact,
right
right
there.
when you said it is when it started. He's just been getting hit the entire
That-
time.
Yeah, he got
That was
covered too.
probably-
It's like direct,
Did
man.
you see what IceKnight tried to do right there? Which was, I think he tried to mess up icehel's bomb recovery with the Hydro Pump.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
We saw him do that. I know I'm going to bring this up again, but Midwest Battleground against Rob. That's
Ooh.
what he did with grenade
Oh.
recoveries, too.
That would have been crazy.
So creative, this player.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and
smart.
all the setups he has, like even there, he tried to do the Trump down air.
Both these
possibly got
characters
something with the
super
bomb.
tricky. Both these players super tricky, and masters, of course, of their characters.
Oh! Only a grab punish after that F smash. It still puts him on ledge. It's
Going
gonna be
for,
a huge
going
spot.
for the boomerang
Wait for
setup.
this?
He loves to go for on that
Why is there
spike.
no
but
lag on
IceKnight
that?
getting the counter off. Off stage once again, though.
No, the substitute.
Icehel loves those double forward throws.
Wow!
Up smash
okay.
to cover the spot dodge.
Very nice. Because IceKnight's been using that spot dodge, abusing it, really, in these tight situations.
What?
Forward tilt. Yeah, that's a kill move that IceKnight loves at those higher percentages.
Goofy ass move.
Does not look like it should be a kill move.
That move
but-
is so.
And actually like flicks his whole foot out.
Yeah, it's just like all of his other moves have so much like impact and grace to them, and he just like he just
I
kicks
also-
you.
Is
That's true.
isohel SCI in these back airs? But there's been so many times
Probably.
where he's popped out what should have been like a sure follow-up.
No shot, right? He's just a fat, like, kind of fast faller.
Not sure. Like it's happened so many times that I'm almost
I know, it feels like we'll keep an eye on it next time it
Yeah.
comes out.
Sometimes it just depends on if you do the back air too early as Greninja, and like the hitbox is just not there.
Right. Sometimes Greninja just doesn't work.
That Link up tilt is so strong, too. Just like the fact that any of those moves, like, oh, wow. And that just eviscerates your
Holy.
stock, man.
And again,
any of those moves like Fox up tilt, Link up tilt that like start from the back, so good. Anytime you get a cross up roll or something like that, so strong.
And this is what's so terrifying about Link at kill percent is you go high, you're for sure eating a forward air on your way in because you can just auto cancel on the way down and reset. You go low, you have to deal with the ledge traps and the setups with the boomerangs and the bombs.
There's always a bomb coming back that could confirm into a forward air, back air one, up B, up
I think
smash.
you just have to deal with it, too, because that was another time where he tried to go high, he ate a forward air, he lost the stock, he lost the game. So it's
like a puzzle that you kind of have to solve as the opponent, and Greninja is absolutely a character that it is well equipped to deal with that puzzle. Just being low profiling, you know, and having that extreme jump height as well. You can definitely bob and weave throughout these projectiles. IceKnight just has to find his opportunity.
And IceKnight going to a bigger stage here, trying to create more space just to move. Greninja having that better ground speed. You can shuriken too, just with those safe pokes. But you are going to die extremely early off the side from those fairs.
It's true. It's true. But ideally, like, you're also getting some edge guards with back air that are killing a little bit earlier than usual as well. Like, it is going to be, no pun intended, a double-edged sword. However, it's really more about how much of the surface area of the stage is covered by bomb. And it's so much less.
Because it's like Pokemon, double-edge. Yeah,
oh, yes, like double-edge dance.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Link's from Fire Emblem.
Right, exactly.
My favorite tower defense move.
Right.
Anybody know what we're talking about?
Did you know that water is weak to grass, and Link's like kind of like a grass type if you kind of think about it?
Basically, is. Yeah, where's green by default?
Yeah. If he's green, he's a grass type.
That's true.
Yeah, so his game's called Breath of the Wild. Like, come on, man.
That's true.
As we're talking about that, though, down tilt up smash, of course, going to be a kill confirm.
Yeah. We were in the commentary Discord for this event, and one of the joke advice things that was given was talking about which Pokemon are weak to each other in the game. So I'm glad we checked that one off the list.
Yeah,
wait, really?
Continue to check.
Damn, we're getting all the check boxes today.
All the what not to do on commentary.
It's good.
It's impressive.
Oh. We're so
good,
guys.
Ledge trumping. The Z-drop ledge trump is actually really cute.
Yeah, and technical, man.
You have to be with this character.
Sometimes that forward air is so strong, man.
You don't have to be technical with that forward air.
Sometimes
he's
you
getting
can catch
so much
you could catch a normal get up off of the ledge with Link back air 1 and just take their stock at 30. Like, get those confirms in a down air and stuff. We haven't seen them yet, but isohel for sure knows to go for those when the time is right.
isohel has those like really niche setups on lock when they do have the opportunity to arise. But in the meantime, he's just kind of tipped his way back into this game 4. Getting good damage here. And now, but yeah, IceKnight in a great spot here, trying to force the bomb recovery. Doesn't react to where he goes, though.
Yeah, another double-edged sword in the matchup for Greninja is that jump height, right? Like, it can be really good as a combo extender, but sometimes it's hard to catch somebody in that middle, like, short hop height, you know what I mean? Obviously, out of shield becomes difficult as well, but...
Love that forward air from IceKnight, kind of expecting some sort of gimmicky get-up option with that bomb sitting right there and just punish that get-up attack with his own.
You know, I've noticed as well, just like, obviously, we were talking about Greninja not having the best out of shield game. IceKnight just does not shield. He elects to go for movement a lot instead.
Yeah, because Greninja's out of shield.
Yeah, Greninja's out of shield is so bad. It's just like, what if I just never shielded? What if I just used my extremely fast ground movement and just like abuse my jump height and to bob and weave around your projectiles rather than shielding them and just dealing with all those shield mix-ups that isohel has and Link has in general? Wow, we're able to. Is he low profile?
No, it starts in the, you know, like it's just a sword spinning around.
Yeah.
It started in the
forward air. Yeah.
Nice. IceKnight with a forward air of his own this time, closing out that game. We're going to game 5, just like in pools.
It's crazy because we're potentially about to see IceKnight be out at like 9th, right? Which is to and I'm gonna say this lovingly, a vote-in.
To the vote.
To the vote. That's true.
He's the only one left, in my knowledge, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We did just see on the other stream, Abizura is out at 9th.
Yeah, Cypher beat out
Cypher.
Yeah.
Cypher beating A.
Is in top 8 himself, so.
If I saw the score correctly.
Cypher's had some real heartbreak game 5ers that I'm happy to see that he got a dub there.
Yeah, after the Raven King, the crazy comeback, that was like his bracket team for a while too. Like, I don't think he's ever beaten Raven King. To go game 5 with him, like Cypher's playing hot.
Yes, absolutely.
Both these guys on the screen are also playing hot right now. We're in yet another game 5 scenario here in the final bracket. And we're making our way back to small battlefield, somewhere that we've seen a lot of success for isohel as the set's gone on. And just, again, tricking that stage down where those projectiles are going to be a lot more impactful.
I'm liking isohel's use of Nair as well. I'll just parry back and forth. But isohel's use of Nair is really good. He's not throwing it out all the time, but when he does, it's like the opportune moment. It's either going to hit or it's super safe, you know? It's like contest
tech-based situations on the ground.
That was so smart, and Greninja didn't work. Realistically, he just wasn't in the right spot.
Yeah, he was not. He was just beyond the platform.
But I'm all okay. That was a fantastic substitute. But I'm here for the propaganda.
But also, you shouldn't have to work that hard.
I love those wave bounce double side
aim?
Bs.
It's like a needle. I mean, he's a ninja. That's the point. Okay, you know what? I can't argue with that.
You shouldn't have to do trigonometry to land an up smash.
Yeah, I think you should.
Nah, see, the substitute is so tricky when you know it. Like, the projectile's going to hit it. You have to be ready to just shield, like, any time that you have a projectile out and you see substitute.
And you have to hold that, too, because it's, like, invincible to start up, like every counter.
Yeah.
So you can't just, like, grab him right at the start or something.
Right.
It's like, you can't just hold that.
And Link doesn't have anything out of shield to actually punish Greninja doing down substitute.
Yeah.
Trying to snag the alley-oop again right there.
And now isohel's on the ropes here, down, been lapped already on this second stock. And this is, whenever IceKnight's had these big leads, he has held on to them and not let go throughout this set.
And it's so easy for such a quick character to run away, dodging everything. Nice tech.
You don't have to interact with the slower projectiles with Link when you have a very healthy lead now with 2 stocks.
That pressure.
I like the throwing the bomb up as well.
Oh, yeah.
Off stage, throwing it up. Just, you know, take it out of play for a few seconds, not deal with the mix-ups. And are we going to see a side B?
Has his jump.
Nice back air.
Early.
Yeah, I knew we were going to see a side B.
Yeah.
Yo, nice back air.
Why?
Dude.
He didn't even land it.
We were in the clear for so long, and it wasn't even nice.
That might have been the worst back air I've ever heard called a nice back air.
That's why I said it.
That one gets 2 check marks on the tally.
Oh God.
Off stage once more. Can he make it back? Air dodge the platform. Very nice.
Well, he's still living and learning, so.
He is living, but can he learn?
I think he is learning.
All right. We shielded that one, but yeah, he just go up. Like,
Can't punish up either.
Ooh.
I'm the Sonic guy here, and
Not
I
a 3-stock.
wasn't even able to acknowledge that.
Not a 3-stock.
I've been thinking
Come on,
about the whole
ISO.
set, sure, but I didn't say it.
Yeah,
down
okay,
tilt,
there it
up
is. Down
smash.
tilt into the up
3-stock to take game 5.
Dude, I gotta redo my drawing again, man.
That's tough.
Just
like,
replace
the whole
Sonic's
set
head with
was
Greninja.
very back and forth. And then all of a sudden, game 5, it was just a really strong steamroll where IceKnight took the lead early, didn't let it go, and isohel just really couldn't make the most of his projectiles because they weren't being engaged with. And IceKnight wasn't put in offstage situations where he was eating those forward airs to lose early stocks. It just felt like IceKnight finally was like, this is what I'm doing wrong, and I'm going to just do nothing wrong this whole game.
That's pretty accurate. I think that speaks to IceKnight's. I can't think of another player. This is going to sound ridiculous because I feel like I say these kind of platitudes for every character, for every player. But I can't think of another player that in this last year has played more Game 5s than IceKnight has across every tournament that he goes to. I've followed him down to Tennessee, over to Indiana. Like, it doesn't really matter. He's always going Game 5 with somebody better, somebody lower ranked than him. It doesn't matter. But he's pulling out the Game 5s more often than not.
Yeah, he even went Game 5 with MK Leo this past year, right?
Yeah.
So crazy.
That one's a tough one, but he's just got so much experience in those long sets situations that I just feel like there's so few players that can hold the mental together as well as he can.
It's true. And Greninja has the tools as well, just as a character, to play the slow game and also rush you down and pressure you off stage, pressure you on stage, force your high recovery.
When you're playing against a character that can change the pace of the game themselves at any moment, Game 5 situations become a whole lot more in your hands, I guess.
And when you have those deadly kill combos on lock like he does, any touch could be death, or leave you in a situation where you have no options off stage.
Right, so like that last stock where it just started with isohel off stage, eating 3 or 4 nice back airs. And
one bad one.
And one bad one. And that was the start of the end, right? Is just the pedal to the metal with the offstage interactions and then slowing it down and then finally finding a down tilt out of nowhere off of like a landing, expecting like an out of shield option or something, and actually caught him. I was honestly surprised that that's not how I would have expected based off of how the set went for it to end.
Yeah.
That was still the same game where the up smash didn't work, right?
Yeah,
it was.
True.
Yeah.
True.
What's going on, champ?
So I'm going to start off with the question of, when you see that up smash not work at the edge of the platform there, do you go, yeah, that's on me, or do you go, my character's bad?
Dude, I hate this guy. Dude, I hate this guy. Dude.
Turn it on. Yeah, just flip it up.
Because there are some players where
Testing.
they have like a niche interaction like that where their character clearly should work, and you shouldn't have to do trigonometry to get them to work, and they go, yeah, that was on me. But no, I would be the same, but where, yeah, that's character's
A lot of, I mean, it depends. A lot of them are, some of them are on me, but at least the ones, although that one specifically definitely wasn't on me. That was just
On
that
the edge
was
of
like
the platform?
Yeah, up smash on platform. Yeah.
Okay.
Link's actually one of the. I'm actually kind of stupid for going for it because Link's one of the characters where it doesn't really work very well against.
Oh yeah, it's Link and Falcon, right?
Falcon is the obnoxious
Yeah.
one. Falcon is the
Yeah.
one it never works on. Link is
Yeah.
the one it sometimes doesn't work on.
People have like diagrams of kill confirms off of grab. Greninja has confirms of my up smash doesn't work.
Sorry, what? I couldn't hear you.
I say some characters have diagrams with their grab confirm kill percents on certain characters. Greninja has my up smash doesn't work on this character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy because that's also how you ended the set. So I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the definition of insanity is continuing.
Well,
to
that's what platforms. That's what
That's
only what
true.
platforms.
I know it's on
When,
platforms.
yeah, when
I
there are
know,
no
but that doesn't
platforms,
work
it's
for the
over.
joke, though.
Yeah.
Just
Dude,
kidding.
yes and, man. Come on.
No. That was killer, though. I mean, I was just talking about how I feel like you've played more Game 5s in the last 12 months than any other player that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a late game
player.
player. I don't start very strong, but I always end strong. I feel like.
You're an adapter. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I took game 1, but he took games 2 and 3 pretty convincingly. And then I decided that because the way he was like playing the first set we played because we played in pools. He would do like nair into center and then like hold shield. I just started like he stopped doing it. He just started doing walk up to center shield and like walk up to center jab down tilt. So that kind of threw me off because a lot of my neutral was just like either taking center before him or waiting for him to take center and then swinging. But he just changed it like really well. So I mean, I stopped interacting for center and I started just throwing shurikens like in the corner and then making him actually press the nair instead of like defaulting to him, swinging with nair. And then, I started actually finding whiff punishes.
It also felt like because you were holding center, you weren't put in those positions off stage because you were eating a lot of early stocks where you're eating those forward airs where you'd go high and then you'd lose a stock around 100%.
Yeah.
And once you were holding that center, he was really struggling to find any stocks on you.
Yeah.
And like we saw what was like a really close set early on was just a pretty strong 3 stock in that game 5 after you did the adaptation.
I would say I actually got a little tilted. I was trying to like feint going high and then go low to make him swing so that I could like grab the ledge and then he wouldn't be able to like set up bomb like ledge trapping, but I kept like barely misspacing. And then there was one where I tried to jump counter like his forward air, like counter past the ledge.
You got dash attack?
And I guess I got dash attacked and I was too slow or something. So I was just like, I'm not fucking doing this anymore.
I've seen a lot of you, especially recently, against projectile-based characters utilizing the substitute so much more often.
Yeah.
Is that something you've consciously been implementing? Or,
Yeah. I mean, substitute's really good against like surefire, like project like returning boomerang. Obviously the boomerang is like very linearly coming back to Link, so it's easy to just like let it come back into you and then counter it. Olimar Pikmin, when Pikmin is latched on you, you can just kind of run into Olimar and like become a bomb and just like counter it. Sorry.
Sephiroth orbs.
Yeah,
Like that.
Sephiroth Orbs is a good one.
Snake
Grenade is a really big one. I know you watched my set against Robbie. I was doing
just
that a
talking
lot.
about it,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like pretty good against a lot of projectiles, especially when like they're linear paths. So it's like, or they latch on you, or you can like actually pick up the projectile and like it'll detonate, and then you can control when to counter it. So yeah, it's a pretty strong like thing against zoners.
I didn't see it in this match so much, but do you ever use the substitute as well, like extend hitboxes or like
Like the
down
log
air?
or the
Yeah.
Actually, there were a couple instances where he would like the log would be like right in front of me, and I would hide behind the log, and he would throw boomerang into the log, and the boomerang
It just
would
bounces back.
it would bounce back, and then I would dash attack him.
That's so good.
So it's like that's a second
Like a
you know,
Wario bike kind of
second
scenario.
use.
a second use for it. You can use it if you ever like see Gren Pikachu Gren players will counter the Thunder Jolt, and then they'll like go downwards so that the log goes in front of them, and then they'll wait for the next Thunder Jolt to come out, and then Thunder Jolt will hit the log, and then Greninja can just go past and
So
approach
good.
him.
How do you feel about the rest of your bracket path?
Also, congrats to making top 8, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. I've had a pretty hell path. The only players I've lost to in this tournament have been Ned, Atada, and Icon.
That is tough.
The only players I've lost to.
But all three recently Chicago #1 in like the last couple of years, like nonstop across the board.
Yeah, I think
crazy.
this tournament, there have only been like 6 people to ever be #1 in Chicago, and they've been me, Atada, Icon, Yumu, and Raven King.
Right.
So yeah, I've only lost to #1s today.
Crazy. Well, that was a super fun set to watch.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing more of you on stream.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for coming
Thank you
up.
for having me.